Well guys, we are all loaded up for an adventure. Let's get it. Okay, don't panic, don't click away. We are going camping. We're just using the kayak to get there. We actually have a really cool trip planned. We got to get some of this expensive gas first. All right, we're all gassed up. Let's get on the road. Okay, so I finally made it down here, but there's an issue. So if you look on the website to reserve the site to camp down there, it says to park at Highway 200 and paddle up the river. Problem with that is there's actually no parking at Highway 200. So I stopped here at Stump Knockers restaurant to see if I could get an idea of what I'm supposed to do, and they're nice enough to let me park here just out of the way so it's not going to be a problem, and I can put my boat in here and paddle up river from here, no charge. I mean, these people were very helpful. It's very frustrating. You know, we spend all this money for these people to do these websites and nothing gets updated, or the information is incorrect. The Spruce boat ramp just down the road from here, it's parking from dawn to dusk, so you can't park overnight there. And I'm afraid if I did park there, maybe they might tow it, so I definitely don't want to deal with that. I'm an hour and a half from home. So, a little frustrated, but it's okay. Got it worked out. Stump Knockers was awesome. And we're going to unload this boat, go get it in the water, and get to camp. Well, we are finally on the water. Been a rough little start here. Fingers crossed it goes a little better from here on out. Okay, so here's another source of contention. The website says that you paddle, or you put in at 200, and then you paddle approximately 4 miles upriver to the campsite. When you put in the river at 200, you're paddling downriver to the camp. I don't know, it's not that hard. I just don't understand why they have such a hard time getting their facts straight. Super frustrating. Now this is the boat ramp that I could have launched at, but it has no overnight parking. I don't know. Check this out. Well, it's a nice relaxing paddle down through here though, I'll tell you that much. It's beautiful, everything's so neon green looking. It's hot, but the breeze is blowing. I'm hoping that's what it'll be like when I get to the campsite. I forgot to put my little adapter on there, which I may stop in a few minutes and do that, so I can't tell right now. It looks like the camera's a little bit tilted. I kind of got flustered. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got flustered, got a little frustrated when things weren't right, and that just kind of gets things jumped off on the wrong foot. But oh well, we'll get it. It'll be okay. Alligator over there just went in the water. It wasn't very big, about 4 foot long. There's a gator. Alright, so the further I get away from the houses and all the noise and stuff up there, starting to see some gators and stuff now. I just saw another one. Haven't been able to catch a good shot of one yet. Every time they see me, they jump in the water, but starting to get some wildlife going on. I think this is going to be a fun trip. I just realized something. I freaking forgot, because I got so frustrated, I forgot Pop's lucky hat, his fishing hat. And I wanted to bring that with me, and that really ticks me off. Oh well. But the nice thing about this hat, being in this kayak here, as hot as it is, I can wet that. Whoo-hoo, that water's cold. I wet that hat, put it on my head, and cool me off. So, gotta look on the bright side. Right over there somewhere. He just went in the water. He's a big boy too. See that doe? She's hiding right there. That was a big one. Real big. No exaggerating, that jerker was a good 9 foot, at least 9-10 foot long. He's a big boy. Gotta be cautious around them big bull gators like that, because he might take a run at this kayak. Not likely, but if he felt like there was something in it for him, he would. I gotta quit lollygagging around. The storm clouds are coming in, and it's starting to get darker. I'm still a good ways from campsite, so I gotta quit lollygagging and get to work. If I'm not mistaken, that's our site right over there. honey, we're home. I'm excited about this. This looks awesome. I'm ready to take this thing off and go check this place out. Nice. It's got a little burn pit area there. Nice little area. It's got a little boardwalk right there. And a nice view. All joking aside, now I've got to make some decisions real quick and get camp set up, because the clouds are rolling in. It's getting dark. You can feel that pressure change and the breeze blowing in. Actually, I see some sprinkles on the water over there. I got to get going. Okay, so I've got a couple of issues to deal with here. So I brought my hammock, of course. That's what I always bring. This section right here might work between these two trees, but this is a depression. We got rain coming, so when the rain comes, that's going to be a pond. I got a section over here that might work. It would be a little tight, but there's going to be a runoff area there if it rains hard, which I would rather it run off than pool up under me. So I got to make a decision real quick here and get this thing set up. This is the first time I've ever been here, so it's a shakedown run. Maybe one of these days I'll bring Sarah here. The nice thing about this spot here, after the fact I figured out that it's a hike-in camp too. So you can hike in, it's only about a half mile. So that's kind of cool too. But I gotta quit running my trap, get this place set up. Whew. It's hot. So I have done some scouting around to see the best, area that I can find. And honestly, this is gonna be the best spot here between this tree here and this tree over here. It's not very big, but I think it'll hold the weight. And it's about the best that I've found. Let me show you why. The rest of the trees around here that would work are covered in poison sumac, poison ivy, and all over the ground down through here is poison ivy and poison sumac too. I don't want to play with that. And so I decided that that area was the least problem for me. It's not going to be the best area if it rains, but I can deal with that. And I can deal with that better than I can deal with the poison sumac and stuff like that. So now I got a game plan. Let's get to work. So as a general rule, you don't really see me most of the time set the tarp up first. I like to set my hammock up and make sure it's setting right and throw the tarp up over it. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. People do it both ways. Doesn't really matter. But here's the thing. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's thundering back there. So I'm under that time crunch. You hear that guy? That guy's telling me it's fixing to rain. It's about to rain. So I got to get this thing put together and in a hurry. But just in case this storm comes quicker than I can get my stuff put together, I can throw everything under this tarp now and keep everything relatively dry. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I'm hurrying. Okay, so I've got the hammock strung up under there. I pulled it really tight so it would sit up high. Just in case it does come a thunderstorm, I can put my chair under here and my hammock won't be in my way. And just before bed I can throw that thing out and it shouldn't be a problem. But now, since I've got that pretty much squared away, man, the yellow flies and stuff are bad out here. Now I've got that stuff squared away, I've got to run around here and try to find some dry firewood before that storm gets here, because I got a steak I want to cook here in a little while, and I definitely don't want to do it in the pan unless I have to. So let's run around here and see if we can find some firewood. Before I run around and do anything, get me a drink of water. That's good, I needed that. Let's find some wood. Well, that ain't good. That's a widowmaker if I ever seen one. Stay out from under that. Well, there's a piece, and I haven't found much. There's a piece right in there that I might be able to make work if I can safely get to it through all this brush right here. So let's see. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is try to see if I can just pull it over. That worked pretty good for some small stuff, and that opened it up where I can get to the big stuff. That's good and dry. Yeah, that's good. Well, I wish I had a chainsaw. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cut this up into a couple of good long pieces, trek it back to camp, and then I can process it and break it down there. This is actual blazed trail, so I want to get this stuff cut up, but I got to get this trail cleaned up real quick in case somebody comes back through here. I don't want to cause a problem, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut up into some bigger lengths and take it back to camp. Well, I have created a dangerous situation. In an effort to rush around here and try to get that firewood ready, I have let myself get relatively overheated. So rain, thunder, what have you. I'm gonna sit here, soak my feet in this water, and cool off for a few minutes. Situations like this, you can't rush yourself and overdo it. I know better, and I did it anyway. But that's okay. I'll cool off, rest for a little while, and then I'll get back at it. Now, I love my silky saw, you guys know that. But one of the drawbacks to this silky saw, most of you already know it, is if you're not careful, you will break this tip of it. And what normally happens is it binds when you're going back forward, and it'll break that tip. Got a little overzealous there, and I've actually got a tiny little fracture right here in that tip. So I'm gonna have to be real careful, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and order me another blade for this thing. I've been needing one anyway. But that's just something to think about with these silky saws. It's kind of a common problem with these things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and split this few pieces up that I've got, go ahead and get my fire started in case that rain does come. So the patron members got a patrons only video yesterday where I kind of went through the process of all the things I was bringing and why I was bringing them. And I intentionally did not bring my shovel. Now, I've got a digging stick. Way to think it through, Sean. Way to think it through. So I did all that rushing around, like to give myself a heat stroke, trying to beat the rain. It looks like it went above us. Thunder's about done, and now the radar shows the chance of rain going way down. So I'm not complaining, but I could have saved myself a whole lot of headache if I'd known it wasn't going to hit us so fast. So, but that's okay. But I have run through my water that's in my container, so I need to get my water filter out and get us some more water filtering, and then we can go ahead and kind of take it slow and get everything going and get back to cooling off and enjoying ourselves. So we got to filter some water. Now, I'm not a complete peasant. I did bring a couple of Diet Dr. Peppers and my flask, because it just wouldn't be right to not have a good mixed drink in the evening, would it? So I've got these down here in the water, keeping cool. Alright, got my bandana to pre-filter the water. I got my water filter, and I've got this bag to filter it with. So I haven't really used this bag yet. I just kind of rinsed it out to get that plastic rubber taste out of it, but I haven't really used it yet. You open it up, scoop the water up like a dry bag, you roll the top down, and then you hook your hose to it and your water filter up, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and get us some water in this bag and get some water filters so we can have something to drink. Well, that turned out to be a pretty good bit of water to start with. I know you probably can't see it, but it actually pre-filtered it really good. Doesn't have a bunch of stuff floating in it. That's what we wanted. All right, got it all hooked up. Let the water filter go in here. I can set this thing here. Hook this thing up. We are filtering we are filtering good fresh water now. I love having a system like that where I don't have to worry about rationing my water. I got all the water I need right here. And it don't taste bad either. Actually, it tastes pretty dang good. Now it's going to start thundering again. Better go ahead and get this fire built. Alright, so this may look kind of like an unconventional place to build a fire, kind of right here by the base of this tree. But I'm not going to be building a huge fire. I don't need a huge fire for heat. I just need a fire to cook with. And if the rain does come, when the rain runs down, it's going to hit there and run down this hill. And the canopy should protect my fire. That's the idea anyway. Well, here comes the rain. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this thing built real quick. Get a few of these things. Something for that stuff to kind of catch, get started on. Something like that. I'm going to use one of these little DIY mini inferno things that I built, or I made. Tear that thing a little bit. Get it roughed up. Well, it did decide to go ahead and start raining a little bit, but we got everything pretty well taken care of. Got the fire going. I think it's going to be okay. We're pretty well set now, I think. Now it's time to just kick back and enjoy it. Well, it stopped raining, so got my steak out here and got me some seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and season this thing up and get it ready to cook. It's a big old thick steak too. I got some carne asada seasoning. This should be really good. All right, we're gonna let that thing set for a little while. Well, I've just been kind of chilling for a little while here. This is a really nice site. The only drawback to this site is the fact that it is a hike-in camp too, and it's a short hike. So had two guys hike in earlier and do some fishing down here. Perfectly fine. The guys were really nice and everything, but that's the only drawback, is it's close enough that people can just easily hike through, and the trail literally comes right past this site. So that's one of the only drawbacks to this place. It's absolutely beautiful down here. I tried flying the drone around a little bit. It's a little bit too windy, and I'm still a little nervous with it, so I don't know if we'll end up getting any footage this weekend or not. Probably some little snippets, but nothing really good probably. But you know, it's something new. We'll work on it till we get it right. But now the storms have passed, but it's thundering a little bit in the background, and my steak's been seasoned for a while. The fire is just right, and I'm ready to cook it. I'm getting hungry, so let's get that steak on the fire. Oh man, I don't like that lightning. I don't like that lightning. But I'm here now, so we're just gonna have to ride it out. Hopefully it'll pass on through pretty quick. It's raining. I knew it was going to, so I ain't gonna complain. I'm actually fixing to put my chair under my tarp here, let my steak cook, and just sit back and enjoy it. Well, the rain is pretty much keeping the flames down on my steak over there, so that should help it out. But I had an issue. The log rolled a little bit on me, and I got to build or carve something here to be able to grab it and pull it back up, you know. So I'm gonna make me a little hook stick. It ain't gonna take much, just a little bit, just enough to grab that grate. Because old Sean was smart enough to not bring any gloves this trip. You know, it's not cold anymore. Why would you need gloves if it's not cold? He's a smarty. Right, something simple like that little hook should work. Something like that. Alright, well, I think that steak is probably done. Let's go get it off of the fire. Alright, so that thing is, I know it's a little overdone for you guys probably, but that's just about perfect for me. A little bit pink in the middle still, and there's probably some good medium rare stuff down here on the end. Yeah, buddy, that looks good to me. Time to eat. Oh man, that is good. That carne asada seasoning is delicious. And that rain, the rain actually made it kind of smoky, made it smoke it. That's a good dinner.
Escaping from the North Dutch Church in January 1777. No care was taken of the sick, he said afterward. If any died.
Well, guys, I had a really good day today. I enjoyed the storms, even though they got a little bit bad sometimes, but I still enjoyed them. I'm having a really good time out here. Dinner was delicious. Got me Evan Williams and Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm going to enjoy this and enjoy this campfire here. Sitting here and listen to my book a little bit longer. And then I'm going to hit that hammock. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. So, actually I had a really good night last night. I went to bed about 10:30 maybe, and I slept solid till about 4:30 this morning. There was a breeze blowing under the hammock, kept me nice and cool, and I just slept in my boxer shorts and no shirt or anything. And so I stayed nice and cool last night. It wasn't buggy. I thought it was going to be really, you know, a bunch of mosquitoes and stuff, but it really wasn't. So I got up about 4:30 or so, had to use the bathroom and climbed back in. Slept till about 6:45. Not really any kind of pretty sunrise this morning, unfortunately. It's still overcast and everything, but river's beautiful right now. So peaceful. Haven't heard anybody else on the river since those two guys came through and fished yesterday afternoon. But it's beautiful down here, very peaceful. I was afraid there was going to be a real bad storm in the middle of the night last night, but it never stormed. My stomach's growling. Time to make some breakfast and make the coffee. So I was just playing around out here with my little hobo fishing reel and pulled in this nice little red belly. Look at that guy. I caught him on a piece of beef jerky stick. Hey, got him though. If I wanted to, I could catch a couple more like this and have me some fish to eat out here, but I ain't into skinning no fish this morning, so, or scaling fish. But so this guy's going back. But well, that was pretty cool. That was fun. I've brought that hobo fishing reel with me a couple times, and I rarely ever use it, but I decided this morning I could see the fish moving around out there, and I decided I wanted to take that thing and see if I could catch something with it, and threw just a little piece of beef jerky stick on there, and that red belly caught it up, and that was cool. So I like that. I could be eating fish for breakfast this morning if I wanted to, but instead, I do have a high protein menu out here. Everything is high protein this weekend and low carb. So for my breakfast, I decided to go ahead and do some oatmeal since everything else is going to be low carb, and so that should be fine. And I was going to do my regular, just little packets of instant coffee, but I brought my filter and everything with me, and I've got some fresh Cafe Bustelo, so I'm going to make me a good cup of coffee this morning. Fresh brewed Cafe Bustelo coffee. Man, is that good. That is good coffee. And I didn't let my water get so hot that you can't hardly drink it first thing. I mean, it's hot, but it's definitely not boiling hot right now. I don't need to build my fire back up this morning. I'm not going to cook anything. I don't need it for heat today, so I'm going to probably go split up some more of that wood from yesterday just to have some firewood for tonight, and stack it up over here so it will be good and dry. We're supposed to have scattered thunderstorms throughout the day, so we got camp set up. We got to square away the firewood, but we're good now. We don't really have a whole lot we got to try to do. We can sit back and enjoy it now. I did bring my Tenkara fishing rod, so maybe I'll break that thing out and see if I can catch something with it. You know, yesterday I got really wet from the rain and from sweating and stuff. And I don't typically bring a bunch of extra clothes, but I knew it was going to be rainy down here, so I did bring an extra pair of clothes. But I set me up a clothesline up there, and I'm going to hang those clothes out and let the breeze hopefully dry them up today. But I need some clothespins, so I'm going to bushcraft something. Okay, so I just got a piece of this sweet gum. There's a ton of it growing around here, so I just got a quick piece of this sweet gum. I'm going to take my silky saw, and I'm going to cut a slit about 1.5 inches or so up this. Be very careful doing this if you decide to do it, because you're going to have to be cutting towards your hand, so you want to be super careful doing this. Definitely not something I would have a kid do. Just go slow, go easy with it. We're going to cut a slot right up in here. I'll probably start coming down like this, just safely get it started. Like I was saying, you want to be real careful getting this thing started so you don't accidentally cut yourself. So you get it started and go slow, not putting a bunch of pressure on it, let the blade do the work. Now I'm going to cut this thing off about maybe 3 inches or so. Now I'm going to take my knife. In this case, I'm using my Finn Wolf. I actually really like to use this knife. It's really sharp and it works great. I can just throw it in my pocket. But if I need anything bigger, then I use my Pine Ridge Forge knife that my buddy Ian made me. But now we're just going to shave up the end of this, clean it up just a little bit, make it look a little nicer. And then we're going to round up these edges where the saw cut, so you're not hanging up on your clothes. We should be good. Alright, so I got my clothesline set up here. It actually may need to be tightened up a hair. And I got my shirt that got wet yesterday. I'm gonna just leave it open and use just one side of the shirt, and then we'll drape it over the line and see if these clothespins work. Worked perfect. So I don't use this thing very often, only a couple of times actually, and I don't actually have any flies for it, and Walmart didn't have any of the little popping bugs I wanted. But so I've got this little brim thing with a little jig head on it. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. It's very light. I wanted some of those popping bugs like my pop used to use all the time. He would use popping bugs when we were cane pole fishing sometimes, and that's what I wanted. Obviously flies would have been best, but I didn't want to order any from Amazon. But anyway, dang it. Obviously I'm not good at this. You got to get this thing just right, and I don't have the nimblest fingers in the world. Let's see, come on now. Get it just right. That should do it. There. Wow, breaking law. Got it. Shouldn't have been that hard, but it was. Alright, so this has got regular, this is a Tenkara rod, so it's got regular like fly line on it, and it's got just a little piece of monofilament on the very end of it. See, that's the only thing about this place. I'm close enough to the road. There's only about a half-mile hike through the woods if you just hike in. I'm close enough out there that you can actually hear the traffic and stuff go by. And now you can hear that police car or ambulance or whatever it is. Oh well, it is what it is. But now I'm gonna go ahead and get this little jig head put on there and see if we can't catch a fish. Well, that was fun, but no such luck. I kind of expected it wouldn't work. It's just not the right application, and I don't have any flies, so we are gonna forego any more of that and go up here and process some of this firewood. So I've already cut a couple pieces off of this, and I wanted to show you something. So I've said it before, if you're not going to use the wood right now, you don't necessarily need to split it up in case it rains. Here's a prime example. It rained hard yesterday, and as you can see, as I cut it, only that little spot right there is wet, and everything else in there is dry. So I know the inclination to chop it all up right now and get it all cut is good, and definitely have some to get started with. But in my opinion, if you don't need it right now, it's best to leave it whole like that. That way, when you need it, you can split it up and it's dry in the middle. And had another lady hike through camp with her little dogs and everything. I don't mind it. She was very nice, but it just kind of it detracts a little bit from this site for me. If you were definitely looking for complete solitude where you're not going to get bothered by people, this is not necessarily the site. But in an effort to not get all sweaty and overheated today, I'm just cutting this thing up a few pieces at a time. I'll walk over here, cut a few pieces up, and go do something else, come back, cut a few pieces up. I'm not in a huge hurry to get it done, so that's how I'm doing it today. I'm enjoying myself, I'm relaxing, and just get it done when I get it done. Do you fancy a paddle? Isn't that how they say that? Figured we would just paddle around this area. I don't want to go too far from camp, but spend a little time out here on the water. We got the kayak, we might as well see what's in the area. Paddling along, and I just passed that palm sticking out in the water, and I'm always real careful because I have seen some big hornets nests under those things, and You guys know me, I'm not prepared. I passed that palm there, real careful not to hit it, and sure enough, there's a big old hornet's nest right there where all those palms cluster and kind of fall down together. There was a big hornet's nest under there, and I just scooted on by it so I wouldn't be bothering it, and they didn't buzz or act like they wanted to fly or anything, but they're there. You got to be real careful when you go under or near limbs that are hanging out over the river, or even when you're walking around palmetto bushes, palms, anything, those palm fronds or palmetto fronds, those wasps and stuff like to get on the back side of that thing because they can get under there and build their nest and stay out of the rain. So it's a natural area for them. Just be careful. Alright, let's go home. Came in a little hot on that one. Dang. These guns just paddle a little too hard. So I just took a little walk. I was gonna go look for firewood, but instead I hiked the whole loop around there. So I think it's a mile or so, maybe a little over a mile or something. I'm not exactly sure, but I hiked that whole loop. It's pretty nice. I did make a little video though on a trash can back there on the trail. You can check that out on my Instagram reels if you want to. If you don't already, go follow me on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook at Rewild Outdoors. I do have a Twitter. Don't really do a whole lot on the Twitter, but if you're interested in helping support the channel, you can definitely help us by joining our Patreon team, and there's a link in the description for that. And or there's PayPal if you just want to do a one-time donation. Or by all means, if you share these videos, hit that like, subscribe, leave me a comment. All of those things definitely help the channel. So I appreciate you guys doing all that. And now I think I'm gonna sit here, dangle my feet in this water, and cool off for a few minutes. I had an extra Dr. Pepper I brought with me. I'm gonna sit here, sip on this Dr. Pepper, and enjoy myself. I think I got one. He might have come off. Oh, I got him. Heck yeah, it feels like a good one too. Seriously? came off. Dang it. Oh well. Wrapped up in somebody else's line, came off. It was pretty good size too. Well, I gave up on fishing. I just tossed my line out there, it's setting, and we'll see if that does anything on its own. I came up here to journal some, and I left my dang pen at home, I guess. So I can't even journal. I'll just have to tell myself what I'm gonna write. But I'll be honest with you, I'm about ready to climb in that hammock for a little while and take a nap. I'm not gonna be able to record a whole lot more, I'm afraid, because my battery pack died pretty quick this time. Actually, it's a new one that we got, but it should, and it was bigger than my old one, and it should have worked better, but for whatever reason it didn't. It died pretty quick, so I don't know. We'll see. I think I got one more battery left. If I'm careful with it, it should make us through the end of this trip. So, but I think I'm fixing to go up here and kick back and rest for a little while.
Am I just eating because I'm bored?
Well, I've been sitting down here carving and just playing around fishing and stuff like that. I hate that I don't have enough battery to show you all of it, but carved this little guy with my little Van Wolf, and actually went and just harvested a piece of wood and split it in half and made this little guy. Pretty cool. Good way to pass some time down here. And I laid back under here and took a nap for a little while, and it's been a good afternoon, but about time to start getting ready to make some dinner, I think. You're not going to believe this. So all afternoon I've been worried about running out of camera battery because I was 100% sure I only had one fully charged battery left. And I just went in there and took my camera batteries out and tried them all in my camera, and I have 2 full camera batteries. So I didn't have to be sitting here sparing all afternoon and not recording my carving and all that stuff. Like a freaking idiot, I could have been recording still. But I mean, it really wasn't all that exciting. I just took a nap and sat and carved for a while, and but it's been a very relaxing afternoon. I've got my wood all stacked up and ready to go. I'm fixing to get my fire lit so I can start my dinner. And but yeah, I couldn't hardly believe that. It's crazy. You ever do anything like that? I was sure that I only had one battery, so I was being very careful to not use it all up. Oh well, you guys are probably happy that I didn't record all that crap anyway. because I know I can run these things a little long. But all right, so we got some more time. Let's cook dinner. Hey, listen guys, I know that I harp on you guys about protecting your fire. I've shown you how to put logs over your fire and protect your fire during the rain. And there's a reason I tell you that all the time, because, you know, fire is like the great protector out here. And what I mean by that is fire will save you from hypothermia. Fire will keep the wild animals away, the boogeyman away. It helps cook your food. It's just the great protector out here. And so I always say, you know, if you protect your fire, it'll protect you. And what I did today to protect my fire, now I didn't start this fire this morning. I blew it back to life. I only started this fire one time, and that was yesterday when I first started before the rain. So this morning I got up and I still had hot coals. I got all my stuff together and I blew it back to life. And then this morning, I haven't touched this fire. I haven't done anything to this fire since about 8 o'clock this morning, when I made my coffee and everything. And what I did was I put a piece of punk wood on this fire, and that punk wood has smoldered all day long. It hasn't burned. It has just smoldered all day long. And I'm 99% sure that I've got a hot enough coal here, smoldering still at 5:30 in the afternoon, that I can take this bird nest that I've made and blow it back to life with that coal. And that's what I mean. It's, you protect the fire and it'll protect you. And you know, it's something that I really feel strongly about, and I want to get that across to you. Okay, so I've got all my different sizes of wood put together. I've got my really small stuff, I've got my bigger stuff, and now my actual fuel I've got sitting over there dry. But I actually found an old bird nest, a legitimate old bird nest, and we're going to put a coal in here and see if we can't get this thing to go. Oh, I know I can. That thing's still almost too hot to touch. Look at that. Do you see that on there? Just like that. Protect your fire, it'll protect you. While that fire is going, we need to filter us some more water, because we need some water to cook dinner with. So I just had an idea of something fun that we could make to make dinner a little more interesting. But we got a couple things we got to go find. Well, that didn't take long to find. This is a piece of the firewood that I collected, and that's the piece I need right there. What do you think? Make a slingshot, go kill us a squirrel? Nah, that's not what we're doing. Okay, so typically I would tell you to use green wood for something like this, but since our fire is so small, it's not really that big a deal. But we're going to make a pot holder to boil our water so we can make our dinner. Got me a little notch carved in there. I'm gonna stick this right back over here. Set that right there. That ought to work perfect. It's so hot out here, you can't hardly do anything without pouring sweat. So, it makes sense that I'm going to be having chili for dinner, right? Well planned, Sean. Well planned. No, this chili is some that I actually cooked at the house. It was low carb chili, and I dehydrated it myself. So we're going to try that out tonight. I haven't rehydrated any yet, so I have no idea how long it's going to take. So hopefully it'll rehydrate. I've got the water heating up, and as soon as it gets good and hot, we're going to check it out. Got my chili in the cup, all dried up. No idea how long it's going to take or how much water I should use. Probably should have tested this before, but that's just not how I roll. But I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff set up and get it soaking, and start gathering all the stuff up that I'm not going to need anymore, because there's some dark clouds rolling in, and I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there is thunder in the background. So we have definitely got a thunderstorm coming, I think. My food bag. This needs to go in my electronics bag. I'm going to separate this into piles, like I had it when I came. One pile for stuff that doesn't need to get wet, and one pile of stuff that doesn't matter. And go ahead and do it that way, and then I can get things put back together. That way, if we got to hurry into it, I can throw it together pretty fast. So that doesn't matter. Well, this worked well. These are good and dry. Thank goodness. Because I think I'm going to need them in the morning. Alright guys, I know I'm a mess. I am a sweaty mess. But that's okay. I do believe the Lord's about to cool it down on us. Let's check this chili out and see if it rehydrated. Ooh. Did it rehydrate everything? Look at that. That's some good looking chili. No beans in it, it's low carb. Let's see if it rehydrated or if it's got to set a little longer. It rehydrated, man. That is awesome. That's some good chili too. It's hot too. Just what I needed, right? A good hot meal on this good hot evening. That's okay though. Delicious. Well, I think I got everything packed away just in time. I see sprinkles out there. The only thing left to do is do a little bit of dishes and hunker down and see what's about to happen. It's just done. Here it goes, I think. It's just starting to sprinkle now. I went ahead and built my fire up, got that thing banked up, just in case for whatever reason something happens and I need to huddle around the fire later. I want to go ahead and bank that thing up with firewood. That way I know that I've got good coals to get my fire going again. Still got some dry wood over here. So now we are gonna just sit down and ride this thing out. Well, I've just been sitting here by the fire, kind of chilling and relaxing and almost ready for bed, just kind of hanging out here. And those coyotes just started up over there and they're yipping loud, and literally sounds like they're just through the woods over there, not very far. But anyway, I think I've had enough. I'm definitely going to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. Hey, good morning, guys. So I slept really good last night. Had a little issue this morning. The spreader bar on my e-trawl hammock broke about 6 a.m. So that kind of stinks, but I'll figure it out. I'm sure they have a warranty. But I got to get this place wrapped up and get on out of here. Unfortunately, if you remember that battery I said that was 100%, for some reason this morning that battery won't work. Well, that's it. All my batteries are dead except for the one on my phone here. And it charged up last night. It's only got like 23%. So I got to bust butt and get going. The morning's already starting to roll. But yeah, the spreader bar on my e-trawl hammock broke last night. Or broke this morning about 6 a.m. I was fixing to get up anyway. But that sucks. I'll show you guys a picture of what it looks like. But like I said, I'm sure they have a warranty. So that'll take care of itself, I think. But listen, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for me out here. So if you enjoyed the video, give us that big thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the video, and contact us through Facebook. Check us out on Instagram, and appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time.